It never starts.
This is what you're going to need if you're going to make homemade biscuits and gravy. Regular flour or self-rising flour, stick of butter, can of canned milk, and for time purposes we're going with the Pillsbury Grand's buttermilk frozen biscuits that you buy at the store. I'll make a homemade biscuit video later on, but this is for good old southern sawmill gravy. What you first do, get you a stick of butter, slap it in your pan, turn that bad boy on about 7 or 8 setting and let it melt. We'll get back to you. For your next step, once you have fully melted butter, we'll add self-rising Martha White flour here, and there's no measurement. You just have to kind of do it by feel. So we're going to add a little bit. And you take that, adding a little bit at a time, and do what's called a flat stir, and you stir it in. And this is called making your roux, preparing the roux. You keep adding your roux, your flour, until you get a roux that is about the color of a copper penny. Still, this roux is a little too thin. If you pull your spoon through it and it comes back together pretty quickly, especially that fast, it's still too thin. So we'll add more flour. And we will stir that in. It's going to be the consistency of about like glue. And it'll run together a little bit, but this is still a little too fast on the run together. So we'll add a little bit more flour. And this is probably going to be about right. Now right here we got the color, it's about khaki, so we want to let that brown a little bit more, and it's going to burn. You're going to want it to burn a little bit, slightly, but you want to keep stirring it. So we're going to turn the heat up to get this brown a little quicker. Alright, we've browned the roux, we're still browning. We've got it turned up high, and this is the color. You want that stirred in to make a good even color. You want it pretty dark. You want it to be dark. Actually, the smoke will burn the eye, so don't get too close, but if it burns the eye, you know you're there. Now that we've got our roux, this is where we'll add the milk. And add the entire contents of your evaporated milk. Now, making this video, I've got the roux just a little bit darker than I wanted to get, but we'll have some good dark brown gravy, or around, like I said, about a khaki color. It's going to be a little bit darker than the khaki. But this is 12 fluid ounces of evaporated milk, so you'll want to go with 12 ounces of water. Now, on the 12 ounces of water, when you add it, you don't want to add all the water at one time. Save you a couple of 4 ounces just to the side in case your gravy gets a little too thick. But this is the crucial stage of constantly stirring. Just a flat stir. Keep your edges scraped off the sides, because during the stir you'll get, little clumps of gravy. But this will all kind of dissolve into the liquid, and you just sit there and let this simmer on a low setting, and constantly stir, probably for the next 10 to 15 minutes, and you're ready. We will show the final product once the gravy has cooked down. That's what it's called, cooking down. You can find that term with cooks. Let things get thickened up. It's to cook the moisture out of it, the water, until it gets into a consistency that you desire. Alright, we've got finished product of gravy. And what we do here is we will take our gravy, put it over here close so we don't slosh it. A little gravy on the biscuit. And there you have a southern breakfast. Sawmill biscuits and gravy with a little pork on the side.